Okay, so in this video, we're gonna try to make something a little bit like this. Kind of like a tape type thing right here. I think we're gonna go for this look, not this one. Nah, we're just gonna go for something basic like this. So to get it started, I'm gonna make a fill layer. I'm gonna name that mask, and I'm gonna put it into a folder really quick, and I'm gonna name it tape, and that's it. So for the mask layer, I'm gonna turn off everything, color, height, everything, and I'm just gonna right click, add a black mask, and add a paint. So for that, I'm just gonna do a quick test paint like this. Let me turn on the color. Okay, something like this is fine. And I'm going to add an anchor point. Actually, let me call it tape mask. Okay, now again can add the anchor point, and we'll just leave it like this for now. So first we're gonna kind of like dissect this tape texture right here. You have the little dots. They may have height, they may not, but I don't think I'll put height on mine. We have the little stripes going on. Like these scratches are probably under the tape, so we might have to change the layer of the tape later on, but for now I think it's fine. And we have these little white patches and some kind of dark areas around the white patches, so we're gonna try to do all that. All right, so first we have the little black spots. We're just gonna make a new layer, call it black spots, and I am gonna turn off everything but color and add a black mask, add a fill, and for this I am going to use something like, let's say I like the spots texture thing they have here. Maybe something like grunge spot. Yeah. All right. As you can see right now, this new layer is not taking effect in the mask. That's because we need to add a black mask to the folder we made and add a fill and then find the anchor point. It's called tape mask. Now everything we do is gonna be here. So now we can turn off the color, and here we go. All right, so obviously we need to tile this. I'm gonna put it on triplanar, and then let's see, tile by 20. That's too much. 7? Maybe. I don't hate this. And we are going to, let's put it on multiply. Okay, something like this. So right now, whatever color we have in here, like whatever blending mode we have, is not blending to the layers below. That's because these sub layers are in the folder. So to have the base color also blend with the layers below like we want it to, we're gonna take the tape folder and change the base color to pass through. So now everything will blend together. So as you can see, before and after. So if we did something more obvious, like, I'm gonna put it on normal again. If we did something more obvious like white and we put it on overlay, you can see it's not really doing anything. And whatever it is, it's not accurate. Whatever it's doing, it's not really accurate. So when you change the tape folder to pass through, there you go. Now it's accurately blending with the layers below. All right, so I'm gonna leave it on pass through and then put this back on multiply. So I'm gonna do something like this maybe, and maybe tile it some more, probably 10. Yeah, 10 seems fine. So now we can do the, I guess we can do the stripe type thing it's got going on, like the little vertical stripes. So to do that, we're going to call this stripes and turn off everything but color, and we're gonna do a black mask, add a fill, and for that we're gonna do, let's see, this is not bad. Let's see, scroll. What is this? Let's try something like this. I like the little dot variations it's got going on. Gonna put on triplanar and then tile it by 5. It's not too bad. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, so gonna put on multiply again. And then let's see. Let me see. Yeah, I kind of want it to be like, you see, kind of like these. Maybe I should add some like light green color to it, kind of like it's showing here. So let me see, multiply, maybe a greenish. That's too much. Something like this. Probably lower it down. Lower down the opacity. Maybe something a little bit like this. And now we can do like the little patches, like the white patches like this. I'm gonna make a new fill. I'm gonna name it patches. Turn off everything but color and add a black mask. Add a fill. And for this, I think we can use the other spots. This one right here. And I'm gonna put it on triplanar and tile it by, let's try 10 at first. Nah, maybe 7. Sure, why not? Alright, something like this. And I'm gonna put it on overlay. And I'm gonna make it a little bit something like this. I don't know if I like the stripes down there, so I'm gonna try another one. Let's see, type stripe. No. Grunge. Let's see. Let's try something like this. Yeah, I think that's better. Let's tile it a little bit more. Maybe play with the balance. Something like this. Yep. And for the patches, I'm gonna make it slightly bigger, so tile it by 5 instead. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, and I think the little grains are, we'll see. When we start doing the tape, we'll see. And now I'm gonna do like the actual color of this and like the roughness and everything. So I'm gonna call this color. So I'm gonna have color on, height, and metal, and roughness. Well, color, height, roughness, metal. There you go. So I'm gonna add a black mask and add a, do I even need, I don't think I need this. No, I don't need the mask actually. I can just remove mask like this, and I'm gonna put it on something like, actually I don't even need the color. I can just leave it like this, give it a little height, right? So maybe something like 0.005, and then give it a roughness of 0.25, 0.2. Yeah, I like this better. And a little bit of metal, like 0.15. Yeah, to give it that plastic type look. As if you've seen tape, they're like very crinkly and very like metal-like. That's why a little bit of metallic value shouldn't hurt. So now I can just go back to my mask again and erase it like this. And now I'm gonna try to paint where I want the tape. So I'm gonna go something like this. You can see this looks really good, I think. Maybe a little bit like this. All right, and I'm gonna paint with black now and just cut this out. You can paint with whatever brush you want. I'm just doing it like this because I know I can just make the edges a little bit jagged with this brush. So what I'm thinking is the little black dots are really annoying me. They're not blending the way I want them to. So I think that's because of the color. So let's make the color a little less obvious. Maybe something like this. It's not too bad. Maybe I don't want it over the seam, so I'm just gonna paint it out. Maybe I want it somewhere like, let's try here. This spot is pretty empty. This looks too perfectly placed. I actually don't hate that. All right, yeah, I like this better. So what I'm gonna do is make my brush a little bigger and then go like this. And then now if I paint with, oh, there's one thing I forgot to do. If we go back like right above patches, we can actually go back to the mask like of the patches, like the little white patches we had. We're gonna add a anchor point. So now remember we had to do the little dirt marks around the patches. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make a new fill, call it patch dirt, and I'm gonna turn off everything but color and then black mask, add a fill, and the anchor point will be patch, where is it? Patches, patches mask. Okay, there we go. So something like this, right? Now it's taking into account all of these. I'm just gonna add a filter and add a blur. What the blur is gonna do is it's gonna take all the little patches and blur them out a little bit, right? So now I can take this fill again and duplicate it above the blur and do something like subtract, put it on subtract. So what that's gonna do is gonna take out all the little spots, subtract it onto itself, and just leave the blur. So now we can put this on multiply, put the layer, the patch dirt layer on multiply. And then if we go like a little dark-ish color, something like this. Yeah. Maybe the patches layer is too bright. Maybe let's do something like this, maybe. Yeah, I like that. That looks good. Yo, that looks so good, I think. All right, so let's go back to the tape mask and we paint out what we don't want. Maybe I should try a new brush. I'll try the ink brush. Ink. Something like this. Let me turn down the size jitter. The angle's fine. The position is what I really don't want. Position jitter. Something like this. And now I can just, man, this brush is really something. So now I'm gonna go here. And bring some back. Maybe like this. Yeah, this looks good. This looks good. Let's see. We're gonna add the dirt. Like you can see there is like dirt around. We're gonna add that in a sec. I think this is nice. Yeah, I like this. Let's see. Maybe we can make the patches just a little bit, like tile just a little bit more. Let's try 6. Maybe 6.5. Maybe 7. I think that's too much. I think 5.5. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. Balance. Maybe lower the balance a little bit. So now I can just go to the tape mask. Let's see. And then we can paint, go back to my basic hard right here. And we probably could paint one maybe over here. Maybe something like this. That doesn't look right. Maybe something like, damn. Maybe something like this. Yeah, I'm just gonna make it a little bit bigger. Something like this. Alright, epic. And I'm just gonna press X to paint with black and just cut this out. Like this. Yeah. Maybe this is too glossy. Maybe we can do 0.25. Yes. Yeah, I like this better. Maybe the height could go 0.003. Yeah, that's better. Maybe 0.004. Alright. So now, this has a, okay. So now what we can do outside the tape layer, outside the tape folder, we can go, we can actually take put it into a new folder. Actually, I'm just gonna put it in a new folder called tape all caps, and then we're just gonna put the base color back to multiply. I mean to pass through like this. There you go. So now above this, above the regular tape folder, I'm gonna make a new fill. I'm gonna call it tape dirt, something like this. Turn off color, like turn off everything but color, and turn on roughness. So I'm gonna do add black mask and add a fill. For this fill, we're gonna go get the mask, the tape mask anchor point we had down here. So I'm gonna grayscale anchor point, tape. All right. So now same thing, we gonna add a filter, add a blur, and that blur may be too blurry, something a little bit like this. And then we're just gonna, if you hold Alt and click on the layer and you drag it, you will make a new copy of that layer. And now we're gonna copy the fill down here. We're gonna put it up here and put this on subtract. So now all we have left is the little outline of dirt, which is what we want. Now we're gonna go back to the main layer, change the color down a little bit, actually put it on multiply so we can really see what's happening. The roughness down to like maybe 0.6. Yeah, it's fine. Let's see. Something like this. Can't really see it yet. Is it because... Let me do like this and see. Let's see, what if I put on normal? Let's try darken. Let's try to add a levels to this. Something like this and like this. There we go. That's better. So I'm just gonna blur it out just a little bit more. Alright, something like this seems good. And I think if I go back to the black spots, instead of multiply, let's try darken. And then make it darker. I like how it was. I like multiply. What about stripes? Where's darken? And then I don't fully hate that. Let's look at what the base color is doing. And let's look at the mask first. Let's do a higher contrast, maybe. Something like this. Let's go here. Let's try a brush pattern. What does that? I never know what this does. Alright. I guess we'll leave it on darken. And maybe lower it. Yeah, I think this is fine. Let's see, multiply. Darken. It's almost no difference. Let's look at the base color. Darken, multiply. 100%. Let's see. darken. Darken is slightly gray. I think I would multiply and put it back on like 42 that it was. Yeah. And then just make it the little slight green that it was. Something like this. Yeah, maybe a little less. Yep, that looks good. On second thoughts though, I don't think I want this one anymore. So I'm just gonna erase out. And then put one. Let's see if we can put one here. Yay, let's try that. And then cut, something like this. I don't mind that. There's one more thing I want to try. I'm just gonna make a big mask, right? And then if I do something like, I kind of want to try to see if I can get the little height going around the tape. Maybe that'll be too much. We'll just see. I'm not even gonna name this. I'm just gonna turn on height, put it up a little bit, black mask, and add a fill. And I'm gonna put back the tape mask, this, and then I'm gonna do the same thing. Maybe actually maybe not. Maybe just like paint it out, or I guess paint it in, I should say. See, how would that look? Nah, that doesn't look good. Granted, it is fairly high, but like, yeah, you can have like, you can spend more time on it, because like this, it almost looks kind of good, but nah, I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, this is fine. All right, we can get rid of this. All right, so this is a tape. Next, we will probably we'll probably do some like some of the crayon look, like little marker things on the body, and we'll move on to like some scratches and stuff, and then we'll call this done. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video.